Welcome back to the Hustle Continues podcast. And as always, we're going to bring that heat. First of all, I want to thank all of the participants in the showcase that participated in the showcase. I want to thank the vendors, 420 Stoner, Hey KBT, Cheap Ass Lemonade, Lux Trays, and all of the artists. I can't name them right now because Igor Extra Smoke got me higher than a giraffe neck, higher than gas prices. You know what I'm saying? But the reason that we're here right now is I get an opportunity to interview a young legend in the making in front of two validated, certified legends that done birth legends in the game. Welcome to the stage, first of all, Grandmaster, come on now, and the legendary. His name precedes itself, his reputation is etched in the stone of the P-books, the legendary Fillmoe Slim. Give it up, y'all, come on now. And for those who did not know, none other than Frank STICKEMZ is the son of the legendary Fillmoe Slim. Come on now, one more time, give it up. Now Frank, coming from that kind of lineage, how did you find yourself in the music business?
I think the entertainment business was the first thing that I always wanted to get in, even when I was young. Like my dad knows I used to just do a lot of weird musical things around the house. You know, he'd be doing this thing with the guitar, and I would come down there and just start babbling something. So,
and with that being said, what was the first? You've been doing the weird entertainment things, running around in your pajamas and your socks, singing like Michael Jackson and things, and probably singing like Pops when he had his earlier career.
Correct.
But when did you get to the point where you wanted to do it professionally?
I'll say about 16.
16?
I say about 16 is when it became serious to me, you know, because I was always playing with it and I was moving around. Because, you know, I was an assistant and shit, so they had me moving around. So I would say about 16, because I got on to like Naughty by Nature and Too Short and things like that, you know. So once I first heard Too Short, though, I ain't gonna never front. That was the one that kind of really got my wheels turning. And then everything after that kind of fell in place.
Man, I remember when I first heard some of your earlier music, some of your music, when I first became aware of you, there was one thing that stood out. A lot of people can rap, but everybody don't have that swag, if that's the word you want to use. That's kind of a new word. It's sauce. It's in you, not on you. It's, you know what I'm talking about? And I was like, damn, he rhyming and shit, but the boy cold with his whole aura, right? I look at the album cover. He sauced up the way he leaning on the bins, whatever he was doing, and I'm like, I'm gonna ask you a silly ass question. Where'd that come from?
My father.
What does your catalog consist of? How many, just off the top of your head, how many records have you done?
To be honest, like all of them, you mean? Like in the
because have you always been Frank STICKEMZ, or have you ever been anything else?
No, I was always Frank STICKEMZ.
Okay.
It was like, I came out in the hyphy area.
Okay.
So like when the hype era was really rising, I was with all the main drivers. I was with Geek to Sneak. I was with, I was around Tracks A Million. Tracks did my first record.
Right.
Rest in peace, Tracks.
Rest in peace, Tracks A Million.
He did my first record that made it on the radio. And Keek had dropped That's My Word, and my record was right behind it called Shake Your Face Off. And from there it just did what it did.
Then I caught up to your music again, and it was in another light, and I was impressed. I looked up and I saw Toni performing, and it was a lineup that Dwayne Wiggins had curated for the purpose of continuing the Toni legacy, as Raphael Sadiq was doing a lot of writing and other things. But in order to keep the brand intact, he gotta go find the right people that keep this shit going in the right way. You know what I mean? You can't just put anybody in there, because that's Toni, right? And I looked up and you was in the group. You and the singer Dyson.
My boy Dyson.
How did that come about, man?
Hey, live!
Man, this curates all the way back to Bay Life. But Dwayne had already been knowing about me throughout the town, and like I did things with him way back in the days with my father when he had the studio, the Purple House. So when he had the Purple House. So by that time, that was the first time that I got in contact with, and we had like musical connection. Then down the line, he saw me in different places. He was at places I was at. Like I'd be here in this place, and he'll be in it, and I'd be performing. He'd be like, okay, I see you. So it was more him seeing me, and then
handpicked.
Yeah, it just kind of just came all together organically because
Bobby who?
Bobby Brown's.
Listen, artists of a stature, they're not gonna have you just hanging around because, I mean, some of them do, but that ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about somebody that'll have you around, and you know what a lot of time they be doing? They be getting some of that sauce. Am I lying? They be, you listen to something or see my motherfucker walking or something, and then next thing you know, it's in they shit. 40 did it a few times with Keek or whatever. You might hear a word that Keek been saying in our community, but then 40 just made it nationwide. So a lot of times you're adding that drip sauce value to the pasta, you know what I mean? So you was hanging out with Bobby Brown, and then Dwayne had already been, you know, noticing you, and then at some point he brought you in the fold and made you an official member of Toni in that, you know, incarnation of it, right?
Basically, just carrying on the brand at that time, you know, because it's a brand. Toni is a brand. Outside of them being family members and musicians, is a brand. So Wayne was carrying on the brand. So he was like, y'all the best fit to carry on the brand. So,
where's some of the places that you've been as a part of Toni? Travel-wise?
Africa. A lot of Africa. Out of the country, Africa. Hawaii. Honolulu. Pretty much all around the world, outside of it. You know what I'm saying? Just everywhere. And then, we was planning other things. We don't know what the future holds.
Well, before we kind of close, what can we expect musically from you as Frank STICKEMZ? What can we expect?
I'm dropping those 2 new records that y'all heard me perform today. Those will be being dropped, and I'ma just constantly just keep the music going because that's what keeps me going. So even everything that's going on in the world, the music keeps me going. So I try not to get lost in everything else that goes on, and you know, just the high life of being in the high life, but you know, dealing with everyday struggle like we all do, you know. So it really, I'm just gonna keep bringing you the energy that I got, you know what I'm saying, till I'm not here no more.
Where can the people find you? Your IG?
You can catch me at Frank STICKEMZ. On my IG is Frank STICKEMZ, FrankStickemz. You can Google me, Google the name. All the music on all platforms. So you can go to Spotify, any one of the platforms, and just type in my name as I just spelled it, and everything will come up. I got a lot of catalog out there. So what's going on is Frank STICKEMZ, man. You know what it is, and you know the hustle continues.